Good morning and welcome to my channel. Thanks for coming back. Nice to see you again. Hope you're having a good day. Full disclosure, this video is not my idea. It's the idea of Mary Ferrari from L'Espresso Cafe Press. And yeah, completely her idea. Please go along and visit her YouTube channel. She does lots of really interesting little bits and pieces and new things that we haven't seen before, and somebody might have done this before, but I certainly haven't seen it. And the results are these. This one's not stitched, but these two are. This one hasn't got acetate, but these two have, so they look like genuine photographs. Well, they are genuine photographs, but they look really, really decorative. I prefer them with stitching on, but of course you don't have to. Or you could draw some stitching around it, or you could put lace around it, ribbon, whatever. You can also, while you're making it, you can tuck some string, cord, ribbon, or whatever under one of these flaps and make it a hanging photograph, which would be quite decorative on a journal. They could be used as pockets, decorations. They'd make a lovely decoration for the front of a journal, and they're really quite substantial. The other bonus is that they use your 6x6 papers that we very seldom use for anything really constructive. So I've cut up the 6x6s that I had in the back of my Tim Holtz, I think it's French Industrial. This one, and I haven't got the cover on it, I don't think. No, doesn't actually say on the back, but it's this one anyway. So. And in the back of Tim Holtz paper pads, you get these 4x4s, which are great for making ephemera, but you're usually finding something to make with them rather than having something constructive. So I've got some of the striped ones here, so I might do a couple of striped ones. I always like that red one, and then these I can choose which side I want. Anyway, we'll have a look at that as we go along. Let's do that one first. So, that's out the way. I've got double-sided tape. I've got optional distress ink. I've got these little collage elements from Tim Holtz, which are perfect for this, but you could use anything. You could use little wild flowers, you could use stickers, use them as specimen cards. Yeah, they've got a multitude of uses, so, but I rather like them with the little photos on. I've got some acetate here. That one's already cut to size. Some bits of acetate. I can't even remember what I cut them up for. It was something for work, and I didn't need them in the end. So I've got those, a ruler, a pencil, a bone folder, and some scissors. So nothing fancy or expensive. So first off, I'm going to use the stripy side as the outside. So start off on the wrong side of your paper. And then we want to divide this in half diagonally. Now, the more precise you are when you do this, the easier it is to fold down your flaps. And we like it folding down a flap, don't we? So that they all meet in the right place. The other thing I usually do is check that it's actually 6 inches square. So this is a fraction, a very small fraction, under 6 inches, and the same there. So that measures 6 inches square, pretty good. But sometimes if you get the top of the pad, or it doesn't quite measure right, and then they all go skew width. So the next thing you need to do, actually before I do anything, I'm going to ink, sorry, I'm going to ink these edges. Not that I don't think I need to, but I'm going to anyway. It's easy to do them now rather than after you've folded your paper. So fold each corner into the centre where your cross meets. Now, as you go around, more important than meeting the dot in the middle or the cross in the middle is actually folding your papers right up to the edge of the next one, like that. So it's slightly off centre, but you need it to meet that one. Now the last one you might have to adjust slightly to get it absolutely even, but this one looks pretty good. So then once you're happy that they're all the best you can do, use your bowl folder to push those in. The next thing you need to do is open it up again, and you need to fold the point to this point here. So the point on the outside to the centre of your flap. Like that. And the more precise you are again, the more even your finished result will be. And then just fold them in to make sure they'll meet on the corners. Now that one's out very slightly, but I'm not going to worry about it. So there you've got your frame. Now I'm going to ink this edge. This is walnut stain, by the way. Tim Holtz Distress walnut stain. And then I'm going to ink these foldy bits. Like this. That one. So there's the frame. Here are my pictures, and I'm going to use this little chap here from the US Navy, apparently. Started off lovely, but I think it might rain. As my picture, what I've been using is some watercolour paper that I've been doing some experiments on for the backing, but you can use any paper. You can use printer paper. Yeah, you could use a piece of ephemera paper, whatever. Use the back of that. This watercolour paper is slightly off-white. It doesn't matter if it's got splatters on it, because that's just an ageing thing, really. But I think that's glue. Yeah. So I'm just going to rub that off. This one had some splatters on it, so I left those. Not too bothered by that. Okay, then you need to cut your square smaller than your frame. So what I do is pop it on the edge with about 1/4 of an inch on each corner, and then just draw around. None of the edges are going to show, so You don't have to be precious about it. Okay. So that fits in there. So I'm going to stick that in there. Making sure it doesn't interfere with the fold lines. There we are. You can distress it if you want. I distressed the bit I put in the back of this and sprayed it with water and then dried it just to age it. But I quite like the crisp look on that one, so you can do either. So that's stuck down. Then before you stick the photo down, I want to leave it open because to put the acetate in, but before you stick the photo down, just pop it in there, make sure you've got it where you need it. It's not quite straight, but straight enough. Glue off. Okay. Now we need to stick the acetate inside, and you can do this with double-sided tape or glue, or it's not going to show, so I'm just going to run some glue around it in a very wobbly line. Acetate on, and you don't want the acetate too big either to run into your fold lines, so make sure that's not interfering anywhere. It's okay. There we go. Oops. Now to stick these flaps down, I'm just going to use double-sided tape across the corners. Because it sticks best, I find, to the acetate. Make sure it's stuck down. Bits everywhere. Okay, let's take this tape off. And stick these down. There we go, and that's all there is to it. Love it. See, this corner's slightly out. I could have trimmed that up or folded it differently, but I'm really not that concerned about it. It's all inked up, nice in the back as well, so you could actually make it a flap or a pocket or a decoration. I'll make another one. I think I'll use that one. I can cut that one down. Let's use... should we use... quite like this. So, ink the edge. Sometimes it's difficult to know which side to use, but I'm going to use that Harlequin type. the barrel sits that way, and very slightly under that way. That should be alright. I should be able to manipulate that enough. So, corners in. First one to the point, the centre point. Next one to line up with your first one. Next one to line up with the second one. And the last one to do with, as best you can, to line it all up. And then you can see how that fraction makes a difference there, look, in the middle. But as long as all these are nice and tight. Okay, next step. Point to middle. I didn't do that one. Yes, I did. I don't think my head's getting in the way. There we go. Now let's move this up. My ink pad's getting a bit dry. So I've just been to the village to vote. It's our local council elections today, and everybody's gearing up for the coronation on Saturday. All the buntings are coming out, even the doctor's surgery. All the window boxes were beautifully filled up with red, white and blue. So yeah, everybody's getting very patriotic. It's not every day you get a coronation. What with firstly the Queen's birthday, then sadly the Queen's funeral, and now the coronation. Over the last couple of years we've had quite our share of pomp and ceremony, so there's been an awful lot of practicing by all the troops and bands and goodness knows what else behind the scenes, and a lot of it they do during the night. So it doesn't disturb the day-to-day running of London. So I'm sure it will be a spectacle. See, that one's out slightly again, but there we go. Nobody's perfect. Here's another piece of this. Go. And who haven't we had? This cheerful young chap. It's interfering with the fold slightly, so I'm going to shrimp it off. There we go. acetate. There we go. I think I'm all inked up. Sorry, my bracelet's clanging. 1, 2, 3. There we go. There's another one. So they're quite nice to mass make too. There we go. So I'm just going to probably stitch around the rest of them. I could do some more decoration, but actually I quite like them as they are, and I think I'll decorate them according to what I use them for. But I'll definitely going to stitch around these 3 because I like the look of them. And there we are. I'll leave you with those, and just have a sip of my tea. And don't forget, Mary Ferrari, and it's, I have to stop and think about, espresso press. Yeah, Mary Ferrari espresso press. So yeah, go and check out her channel. I'm sure she'll be pleased to see you. Okay, you have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.